Hi guys, it's Colette. Coffee and chat. I'm back. Everything's running a wee bit late this week, although I have had filler videos up, so you might not have noticed. But he's here. My grandson's here. Yeah, it's a wee boy, and he's called Alexander, and I think he's just become the love of my life. Let's see if you can see this wee thing. How amazing is he? Oh, he's a wee darling. I love him so much. Oh, this is a wee video. I could look at it all day. And, my daughter was saying, like, why didn't I, do the wee photos and videos and be able to merge them? But 3 years on, and I still haven't learned how to edit. So that's as much as you get for now. But needless to say, oh my goodness, it's been a journey, hasn't it? 33 weeks. He looked as though he was coming far too early and was very, very small, and that was a worry. And then with all your prayers and medication, whatever, the pregnancy slowed down, and it was better at that point to keep him inside his mum. And then that was going well, and then blood test showed that my daughter had a thing called cholestasis, which is when the liver hormones and bile builds up and it can hurt the baby. So it was then, well, it might be more important if we get him out. So it was one bit, it was like keeping them in, and then it was like, should we get him out? And there was a few weeks where it was in the middle of my daughter had been really monitored and the baby been very monitored, and like, no, it's okay for another day, let's try it and we'll see how we go tomorrow. But at 37 weeks they induced him, and he's here. And he's just about perfect. Well, he is perfect. And, you've all been so lovely, that particularly the grannies have said, oh, you'll never feel anything like this. This is the best feeling. And it is. I sit with him and I look at him, and it was very, very emotional, because I even got out. Oh, I've got a huge box of photos down here that we got down to look at. When I held him and had a wee look, it just took me back to his mum as a baby, because it's like the same baby. I've brought out photographs, and it's like same head shape, same big blue eyes. So that was quite emotional, how all that time had passed from her being a wee thing, a wee infant. And sorry, I'm getting emotional here. What am I like? It's like time goes so quickly, and you remember I remember her being born, and the minute she opened her eyes, it was like, I know you, and she was like, I know you. And when I held Alexander, I felt the same thing. I knew him. So I'm sure he's been about in our soul cluster, our soul family, many, many times. And I'll be excited to see how he grows up and develops, not just in the physical way, but in the psychic and spiritual way too. Oh, dearie. I think it was just a big relief as well, because for my daughter had 2 miscarriages before him, and the pregnancy was a bit fraught, to say the least. And then after 33 weeks, it was just day upon day upon day of knowing that I either had to stay in or come out. And when eventually came out, after quite a wee tough time for my daughter, it's just, it's relief. I think relief, love and relief. So yeah, it's been a bit of a blur. It's called Alexander Mark, and I love both the names. And he suits the name Alexander very, very much. I do adore it, absolutely adore it. And it's been just a week of, you know, being round about when we could be, and helping with advice, I suppose. You know, I'm not well enough to maybe clean the kitchen or anything like that, but I can offer my daughter advice and tell her my stories. And I think that's important, that we all pass on our stories of what difficulties we had, like difficulties with breastfeeding, difficulties with maybe healing after birth, etc. And I must admit, I'm enjoying that. The last few days, I must admit, I felt very, very useful, not youthful, useful, and have enjoyed passing on knowledge. And it's been interesting because, as well as the sort of more old-fashioned knowledge, maybe you call them old wives' tales, I've also been doing meds timetables for my daughter. So the pharmacist has been on call in me as well. Oh, it's been a weird time. Just glad he's here. I did have a day or so where I was back home and just couldn't move. I tried to do lower body exercises, but now I need to do upper body exercises as well, because he's only tiny, but at the same time, I want to be really strong for him if I can in the upper body. So that would be something I hope I can focus on. And Jim's not too bad, and my other daughter's doing very well, been very, very helpful. We've kind of seemed to have all pulled together as a family to get through the last sort of year and a half, and it's lovely to see the way that works. I must admit, it's funny seeing the younger daughter, you know, being the one that's looking after the older daughter, and very much enjoying it, I would say. So yes, Alexander's here, and that's the main thing. Everything else just took a back seat, and I just can't wait to, you know, to see him again and to cuddle him and to smell his wee fuzzy head. Don't babies' heads smell amazing? Is it just me? I love smelling their wee fuzzy heads. Maybe I'm going back to a past life as, you know, maybe an orangutan or something, but I like smelling babies' heads. Anyway, I'm blethering, but sometimes you say you like blethering. Thank you to everybody that's got back in touch, particularly with the mediumship and some of the spells. It's nice to hear that, you know, some of the spells are working, particularly the new house ones. I'm very happy with that. There's been a few homeless people that have done the spells and now have homes, and that just makes me feel so good. And thank you for everybody's love and support. You've all been fantastic, not just with your prayers, but with your support for me, because I went through a very worried time. I was praying a lot to Goddess, I was saying the mantras and whatever, and I really, really believed everything would be okay. But there's still that bit in you that worries that I don't know how much you might have all the faith in the world, but there's still that human worry that is like, so you've all been very, very supportive and helpful in that, and I can't thank you enough. I really can't. What other things happened? Yeah, we went over 500,000 views in the channel, 500,000 views. Oh my god! And the mediumship videos are getting an awful lot more views, so I'm taking it that's shown that they're quite a popular thing. So I'll definitely still be doing them, and maybe a wee bit more often than the once or twice a month, if that is what you want, and I can do it. We're heading for 10,000 subscribers very soon, and what I want to do for that is to do a question and answer video. So if you have any questions that you would want answered, put them in the comments below this video. And I'm not talking about questions like you know, me using my cards for it. It's not a psychic thing. It's more questions that you've got about myself, about viewpoints, or about spirituality. Just anything you would want to know that maybe is a quick answer rather than a big video, because a lot of people come up with quick answers and I can't really get back to them all because I try to go through every comment, but it's very, very difficult. So if you've got a question, you know, like anything, like how do you feel about this, or do you believe such and such, put them below this video in the comments, and I'll lift a few of them and I'll do a question answer video in the next couple of weeks. But until then, it's just sort of weekly tarot cards, maybe a bit of mediumship. I think I'll start the psychic development sort of level 2. I think we've done 20 classes, so I'll maybe keep them as the first level and maybe start going up a wee bit. But I need to think that one out a wee bit. But I think that would be a wise thing to do, because some of you are so good at what you're getting that I know I can stretch you even more. But at the same time, I don't want to alienate anybody that's starting off and is feeling that they're not getting much. So it's kind of, you know, that it's a kind of tightrope to pull people forward, but also not to alienate people that are kind of struggling a wee bit. But I'll find a way, because where psychic development is concerned, I have always found a way. Believe me, I have changed so many things. I've done it in rooms, cold rooms. I've done it in big places. I've done it in old buildings with ghosts in it. I've done it online. I've always found a way to be able to teach, and yeah, I'll find a way, and we'll get that organised. And oh yeah, to celebrate me getting the 500,000, I got myself a YouTube bill, I guess. How good is that? Oh, I know it's a bit mad, but I'll be 58 next month, and I started this 3 years ago thinking that a few people would be able to watch some videos and learn how to, say, cut a cord of psychic ties, or know a wee bit about the tarot. It was my way of putting things there for people to learn from. I never ever thought that 3 years later we would be at 500,000 views, and it still blows my head away, to be honest. Yeah, it does. So it's, you know, I just thought I'm going to mark this by getting something YouTubey, so that's that. But I must admit, when I come in, that's my seat I sit in when I'm recording. When I come in and see it, I get quite a wee thrill. So it was something like $4.99, and I think it's one of the best buys I've ever done, because I come in and it's like, ooh, 500,000 views, ooh, 10,000. Oh, we shouldn't go by numbers. I mean, I'm unhappy either way, but I think it's a sense of, at first, my daughter, Jill, believed in this totally for me and for a way forward. I didn't necessarily believe that it would work, but it was interesting because I've done a lot of television in my sort of 30s to mid 40s. I've done like Mystic Challenge shows, weekly astrology slots on TV, a lot of radio and stuff as well. So although my first videos, if you go to them, you can certainly tell a difference. I didn't have a good mic, didn't have any lights, hadn't much of a clue what to do, but I still was reasonably okay in front of a camera because it was something I'd done anyway. But now my husband was just saying last night that he enjoys listening to watching the videos, and he says it's just because it's just like the way I would sit and chat to him, and he thinks that that's really, really nice, that, you know, that there's maybe knowledge being passed on, but in a chatty, kind of straightforward way. And that's the way the channel's gone forward, and I'm absolutely delighted with it. You know, I don't think I'm going to change much now. I'm just going to go on with it, enjoy the wee one, get the book written eventually, and just enjoy, you know, and see what else. I mean, I've still got a notebook full of videos that I want to do, and a lot of them have been requested, so you just have to bear with me, because this is a one-man show. So I'm blethering on. Thanks to everybody that's supporting the channel through the coffees. They're £3 or $3 a go, and they all build up, and it's nice, and I do appreciate it. And I haven't got the list for this month of who's been doing it, but you all know who you are. And with that, I think, is that everything I wanted to say? You know, I'll probably go offline and I'll be like, oh no. Yeah, question and answer video, questions in the comments below, mainly to let you know that we're okay, and that probably the love of my life has just arrived on the planet. So anyway, I'll love you and leave you, and please talk to me in the comments, and hopefully we can get wee question and answer one going quite soon. Many blessings now. Love you all. Bye.